We're a young club. We were founded by Anthony McGurk, Mickey Doherty, Philip Devlin. They were told there was no Gaelic football in the city, but they did not listen.
Derry is always known as a soccer city, and it is the majority sport. But half of the young population in County Derry is here in the city, and the growing interest and facilities, for Gaelic games in the city, and the coaching that is going on. It's only a matter of time before the floodgates open. The county board have seen this. They've invested.
The oak tree grew. Gaelic football is alive in Derry City.
Whenever we get fully up to speed with infrastructure and facilities and coaching, there's going to be a serious conveyor belt of talent coming out of the city, feeding into the county teams. That hopefully, whenever Derry get over the line, that there may be 2 or 3 All-Irelands coming quickly behind that.
This club tried to form in 1976, 77. They applied for the league in 1978, and in 1978 they started to play competitively, but it would be fair to say that a quarter to half of that team ended up in Long Cash, and so the club folded again.
Wow.
So
that's an incredible number.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and then that was the end of Pearce's end till 2000/2001. It was dormant for 20-25 years, and that was directly down to the conflict.
We started in 2000, our first games, and we had a minor team. That was it. We were developing underage at that stage. We were using a council facility, which was a Gaelic pitch, which was crossed by 2 soccer pitches. So there was only limited availability. You were only allowed to train on certain days. You were only allowed to play at certain times on a Sunday. You couldn't use it on a Saturday because that was a soccer day. So we were really strapped for any kind of development within the club. My own opinion is it was held back, particularly in the Waterside here. And again, it was purely down to facilities. You don't like to blame people, but within the city there's 40 or 50 actual soccer pitches. Back then there was 2 Gaelic pitches, and that was the only facilities we had. And they were, like I say, they were council facilities, so you could only use them when they were deemed available.
This would have been traditionally a soccer area for a long time during the conflict, but now people who traditionally wouldn't be GAA people are bringing their kids along and starting to get involved in the GAA, probably first generation, for a lot of them.
So one of our facilities we use mostly during the week for training would be a shared village between ourselves and the local Protestant community as well. We share that for their soccer, and there's cricket there as well. Just below us here we've got a community pitch within our sort of fence, but it is a community pitch that's used by soccer clubs as well. And there's a community facility down there. Some of our club members would be involved in the community facility as well, that tie in with the Waterside shared village. But it is remarkable that 20 years ago, like Alan said, we're not going to put blame on anybody for the facilities we didn't have, but we did have a council facility we hired, and he alluded on how difficult it was to get. But there would have been times when we were playing a local team just probably about a mile away from us here, Ardmore, and we would have went in on a Sunday morning to play a senior game, but you had to go an hour early because you had to go in and lift dog excrement or the glass that was left on the pitch for us, specifically because of what was going to happen that day. So people knew that the soccer's not on today, there's a GAA match on, so they would have deliberately broken stuff on the pitch, as well as sometimes the facilities. Team didn't show up, they opened the change rooms, or they would have locked the gates and made us sort of either climb the small fence or walk around the long way. So there was some barriers that we had to break, but we got there in perseverance, and now we're standing on probably one of the best conditioned pitches in the city.
We've had a lot of people coming in from County Down and Donegal who are also heavily involved, and I hate to say it, but we have obviously Tyrone people involved as well.
Where do you see Derry Trasna going in the next few years?
Our ambition is county champions, senior county champions. We have no illusions that it'll take time, but we have the development here, we have the structure. Funny, this pitch is only a few years old. We're now talking about we need a second pitch. We have exploded that much. Our, like I say, numbers trebled. We have 15, 60 girls and boys at each age group, so we need more space. Unfortunately, the council can't provide the facilities, so we have to now go and find green spaces to develop ourselves within the community.